Hello, hope you're having a great day. Now this morning has been a real battle for me. When my second alarm went off at 7:30, every ounce of my being wanted me to just go back to sleep rather than getting up and getting cracking with everything that I need to do. I actually ended up sitting up at 8 and then actually getting up at about 8:05, I think it was, and then came into the kitchen and started having my glasses and glasses of water that I have every morning, and even that was like a battle to get through and wasn't really waking me up like it normally does instantly. Anyway, got through that, had my salt water and my vitamin C as well, and then I decided to go for my walk around the block before writing in my journal and doing my meditation. And I think that's an approach I'm going to take from now on. Just get the walk out the way, and then there's no risk on these mornings where I am sort of really tired as I'm going through my routine. There's no risk of me sitting down to do my journaling and my meditation and then it being a battle for me to stand back up again to go for my walk. So once I got back from my walk, wrote in my journal, did my meditation, and now it's time for me to crack on my exercises. But throughout each stage of my morning routine today, I've just been stalling in between each step. Even now, since meditating, it's taken me a while to get myself together to get the camera ready to start this video. So I'm really glad that I didn't just end up going back to sleep earlier on, because I probably still would have been in bed now. But everything's happening slow. I'm doing everything that I should be doing, but not quite as quickly as would be ideal, but that's the way it goes sometimes. So I want to get cracking with my exercises because I've wasted enough time this morning already. Yesterday in the gym I was on arms and chest, so I think this morning I'm going to basically continue with that. I'm going to do some sort of arm curls, some sort of triceps extensions, and something for chest, maybe chest press, maybe push-ups. I don't know yet, but let's crack on with it. All right, so after my cold shower and my breakfast earlier, I continued listening to what I started listening to when I went for my walk around the block, and that is the latest interview between Piers Morgan and Andrew Tate. This time, Piers has actually gone over to Romania and they're doing the interview in Andrew Tate's house, I assume. And I definitely haven't been listening to enough of Andrew Tate. I mean, like his motivational stuff recently, but it's always cool to watch videos where he's being interviewed by people as well. Now, once I'd finished listening to that, I dived into editing the next car video. It's definitely, I think, going to go up this evening, which is good, but it's definitely going to go down to the wire. I actually had to go round to the garage to film some other sort of diagnostic bits on my favourite car, and that sort of wrapped up that video. But still some editing to do, and I'm actually waiting for some files to import at the moment, and I thought that'd be an ideal opportunity to have myself some lunch. Of course, I'm having chicken, salad and cheese sandwiches, and I'm going to have a protein yoghurt for afterwards, and I'm washing it all down with a cup of coffee. And it's worth noting, once I get to this part of the day, the fact that I was really tired earlier on, the fact that I really struggled to get out of bed, none of it matters. Like, no matter how hard it is to get out of bed in the morning, once you start getting going, you're just not tired anymore. That tiredness just does not matter. Although it really does matter in the morning when I'm literally having to battle against my lazy mind to get myself out of bed. Although, to be fair, when my lazy mind is overcoming me in the mornings, my work and everything I need to do doesn't matter in that moment. And I just wish, I wish it did. Now, there's always a thought in the back of my mind that I know I need to get up. I know I need to get cracking with what I need to do. You know, sometimes that voice in the morning just isn't loud enough to actually make me pull my finger out as quick as I would hope. But, you know, I'm grateful that I did get up relatively early and I went through my full routine. Yeah, because it always makes me feel good. You know, there's never a time where I manage to get up early and go through my routine that I don't feel that was the right thing to do. You know, I never regret doing all these things that I have to in the morning. You know, I might sort of have to battle to get through it at the time, but there's never a time where afterwards I think, I shouldn't have bothered doing my routine. I shouldn't have bothered getting up early. The same way, as I've said before, you know, there's never ever a time where I come out of the gym and regret going to the gym. It's just that when your mind is resisting you doing these things that you know you need to do, it's very easy for you to not remember how good you feel when you get out of the gym, how good you feel when you get up early, how good you feel when you go through your morning routine. But yeah, I'd like to think that as time goes on, I will be better at, you know, getting up earlier, better at getting through my routine, and better at battling my mind when it is always inevitably going to try and hold me back. You know, I'm certainly further along now in terms of being the best human I can than I was less than a year ago when I was basically unable to stop myself taking drugs. So look, I'm going to eat my lunch and then I'm going to dive back into this edit so that I can make sure I get it up this evening. And I still haven't decided yet whether I'm going to go to boxing or I'm going to go to the gym, but I definitely will be doing one. All right, well, everything I needed to do this evening took way longer than I was expecting, and yeah, I didn't make it to boxing. In fact, nowhere near it, because it's now 10 to 9 and I'm on the way to the gym, and I've literally just uploaded yesterday's video on this channel. Apologies that it went up late, but yeah, you know, if I'm not going boxing tonight, then definitely going to go to the gym. But yeah, I've been at it all day. I could say that I might have stalled a little bit before I went round to the garage today to do the last bit of filming for the video that I uploaded this evening on the car channel. But other than that, I've been at it all day. I've been working hard, and yeah, I'm just glad that I ended up getting loads of stuff done, even though, as I say, I ended up finishing everything late. But yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm not, you know, totally up for tonight's gym session. I mean, I am on legs, so that is usually the case. But I'm determined to do a full leg session tonight. I'd like to try and get out of there at 10 at the latest, but, you know, even that is really late. And that is only an hour and 10 minutes away, so I might actually not even be able to do that. We'll just see how it goes. I'm probably going to go in there and do a quick 3 miles on the exercise bike just to get my body warm, and then I'm going to dive into doing a full leg session, which is what, 6 machines in total. Yeah, 6 machines in total. I might sort of purposely have really short rests between the sets, which might get me out of the gym a little bit quicker. And, you know, when you do that, it does sort of add a bit of intensity to it. So, you know, as long as you don't leave such a small gap between sets that you're literally only able to bang out, you know, a handful of reps, you know, as long as I can still bang out a good, you know, 6 reps per set, then yeah, I still think I'll benefit from the session. But yeah, legs is a killer. It's going to be hard while I'm in there, but yeah, it's got to be done, you know. No matter how busy I am, no matter, you know, how little time I have and how my mind will try and use that as an excuse to not go to the gym, you know, I ain't got time to go to the gym. Yeah, I've got time to go to the gym, you know. Keeping myself fit and healthy is really important. All right, leg session done. And it's now 20 past 10, so an hour and a half-ish for such an intense session isn't too bad at all. Even though I was, you know, having only small gaps between the sets, I was still able to hit pretty much the same number of reps as I normally do, which is awesome. And it just shows how a lot of this stuff, it's all in the head. You know, when you're going at it a bit harder because you're pushed for time, you sort of end up naturally putting more effort into it. And that's what we find when me and Kat go, when we're really pushed for time and we just bang it out, and, you know, have like hardly any rest between sets. Yeah, you find that you end up pretty much doing the same amount, just because that sort of urgency of getting your sets and your session done quicker makes you put a bit more effort into it. So yeah, killer leg session. Obviously now it's really late that I'm getting out of there, but yeah, as always, really glad that I went to the gym today. And now I'm going to go home. Kat's already made me a dinner, and I've already seen it. It's massive, a massive dinner to be having this late. But you know what? Got to keep my nutrients, got to keep plenty of calories going in and plenty of protein, you know, to continue building my body into the strongest machine that I can. Now, in terms of work this evening, I really shouldn't bother trying to do much, if anything. I might actually start cutting this video up, you know, just do like an initial quick edit, because I'm finding that on days where I am pushed for time, like today, you know, where I barely got enough time to get the car video out, or, you know, on days where I go to the garage and, you know, I decide to edit this video when I get back because it gets dark so early, you know, I want to utilize the day. I'm finding that, yeah, when these videos take a bit longer than I anticipate to edit, yeah, I find myself quite late in the evening getting myself into a bit of a state. You know, in an ideal world I should edit these videos every night before I go to bed, but you know, that's not always possible. But I'm not complaining. You know, I love making these videos. I see them as, you know, one of the most important things in my life. You know, they don't get the views that my car videos do, but that's absolutely fine. You know, at the end of the day, if there's anyone out there that's getting benefit from these videos, then they're worth making. And you know what, they really benefit me. You know, it's a way of me holding myself accountable for, you know, this recovery and this journey into better health and fitness. Now, one thing that happened just before I left for the gym that I didn't tell you about, which yeah, was another example where my mind almost ran away with me. I ordered a new sander so that I can do some work on my third Ford Escort that I've got. Yeah, still very much a project, one that I haven't done enough on at all up to now. Yeah, so I ordered a new sander, ordered it on Amazon because I thought, you know, I could really do with it, you know, tomorrow, you know, and they said they were going to deliver it today, and we got the notification to say it had been delivered, and it hadn't been delivered. And straight away my mind is, you know, going into one, oh well, you know, are we going to get a refund? Well, even if we do get a refund, we're going to have to wait. That's going to ruin my plans for tomorrow. Oh, it's going to ruin my whole week because I really need to get around the garage to do that work on the car because I don't have any other content on hand to edit. Like, and you know, it's an example of how my mind was just looking into the future and you know, seeing everything as like a disaster. You know, like my whole life was falling apart just because a sander didn't get delivered when it said it was going to get delivered. You know, in reality, no one's going to die just because that sander didn't get delivered. In reality, I can go and do something else to make a video. You know, I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to go to the garage tomorrow. I might go the day after. So it's just an example of how unnecessary it is to get these sort of thought patterns where you end up going down a rabbit hole and yeah, getting drawn into the future, you know, a future that might not exist. You know, for all we know, the neighbour might have brought it to our place this evening, you know, when they realised it had been delivered to them wrong. You know, for all I know, Kat might be able to contact Amazon and it gets re-delivered tomorrow. And ultimately, as I just said, you know, if I do go to the garage tomorrow, there is other stuff that I can crack on with. You know, it's not the end of the world. And I'm just grateful that, you know, even though my mind does run away with me at times, you know, I'm grateful that I'm a million times better at seeing what my mind is trying to do to me in them situations and, you know, preventing it before I end up going all the way down that rabbit hole. And as I've said before in these videos, you know, even if you do get dragged down that rabbit hole, no matter how far you do, you know, even if you
end up going into a right state for hours and hours, or days and days, or weeks and weeks, you know, depending on what situation you allow your mind to get into. Even in that situation, if you can come out of it at the other end and just acknowledge what happened and acknowledge that your mind did that to you, you're still in a better place than 99% of human beings, in my opinion, because most people are just drawn into whatever their mind tells them, you know, all the time throughout their whole life, and they're not even able to see what happened afterwards. You know, if they get the ump with someone's actions, say, and get themselves into a right state and spend a whole day telling every single person that they interact with how bad that situation was and how unfairly treated they were and how much of a bad person that person that made them feel bad is, you know, if they go through their whole day like that, at the end of it, they still can't think to themselves, do you know what, maybe my mind made me overact there. They just continue on the same mind state of, oh, that person did that to me, that person did that to me. And then, you know, a month later, they'll reminisce, oh, remember when that person done that to me, you know, and it just goes on and on and on and on, you know, just always getting dragged into future or getting dragged into past negativity. But yeah, went off on a bit of a rant there, but you know, when I get things in my mind or examples where my mind has, you know, tried to overcome me, I do want to share all those examples with you guys, because you know what, I'm nowhere near perfect. You know, I'm not this guru that's you know, winning at life. I'm just going through life, analysing things a bit differently and sharing it all with you guys. But look, I'm going to end this video right here because it is so late and I just want to get home, have a shower, spend a bit of time with Kat, have my dinner, etc. But as always, massive thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Hope this video has been somewhat motivational or helpful. And look, feel free to get in touch with me, you know, about anything I mention on these videos, or, you know, get in touch with me and tell me where you are in your journey of self-improvement, or where you are in your journey of recovery from drink and drugs. Or I always try and find time to reply to all the messages I get. But as always, other than that, massive thanks for watching, and I'll chat to you tomorrow.